Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened and ambition inspired, and success achieved. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen, or even touched, they must be felt with the heart. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Your success and happiness lies in you. Resolve to keep happy and your joy, and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties. True happiness is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. It is wonderful how much time good people spend fighting the devil. If they would only expend the same amount of energy loving their fellow men, the devil would die in his own tracks of ennui. I long to accomplish a great and noble task, but it is my chief duty to accomplish small tasks as if they were great and noble. Death is no more than passing from one room into another. But there's a difference for me, you know, because in that other room I shall be able to see. The marvelous richness of human experience would lose something of rewarding joy if there were no limitations to overcome. The hilltop hour would not be half so wonderful if there were no dark valleys to traverse. So long as the memory of certain beloved friends lives in my heart, I shall say that life is good. Faith is the strength by which a shattered world shall emerge into the light. When we do the best that we can, we never know what miracle is wrought in our life, or in the life of another. Once I knew only darkness and stillness. My life was without past or future. But a little word from the fingers of another fell into my hand that clutched at emptiness, and my heart leapt to the rapture of living. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Love is like a beautiful flower which I may not touch, but whose fragrance makes the garden a place of delight just the same. There is no king who has not had a slave among his ancestors, and no slave who has not had a king among his. Once I knew only darkness and stillness. My life was without past or future. But a little word from the fingers of another fell into my hand that clutched at emptiness, and my heart leapt to the rapture of living. Life is an exciting business, and most exciting when it is lived for others. Smell is a potent wizard that transports you across thousands of miles and all the years you have lived. Literature is my utopia. Here I am not disenfranchised. No barrier of the senses shuts me out from the sweet, gracious discourses of my book friends. They talk to me without embarrassment or awkwardness. What a blind person needs is not a teacher but another self. Many persons have a wrong idea of what constitutes true happiness. It is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. People do not like to think. If one thinks, one must reach conclusions. Conclusions are not always pleasant. It is for us to pray not for tasks equal to our powers, but for powers equal to our tasks, to go forward with a great desire forever beating at the door of our hearts as we travel toward our distant goal. No matter how dull, or how mean, or how wise a man is, he feels that happiness is his indisputable right. The world is moved along, not only by the mighty shoves of its heroes, but also by the aggregate of tiny pushes of each honest worker. My share of the work may be limited, but the fact that it is work makes it precious. As selfishness and complaint pervert the mind, so love with its joy clears and sharpens the vision. Strike against war, for without you no battles can be fought. Unless we form the habit of going to the Bible in bright moments as well as in trouble, we cannot fully respond to its consolations because we lack equilibrium between light and darkness. Instead of comparing our lot with that of those who are more fortunate than we are, we should compare it with the lot of the great majority of our fellow men. It then appears that we are among the privileged. While they were saying among themselves it cannot be done, it was done. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing.